I'm just doing a quick vlog about the Private Eye Street of Shame article that came out recently. I didn't see it, somebody just sent it to me, and it's not the greatest of writing. It's about the Daily Mail in court, and I'll just read it out. The Daily Mail expressed horror on the 23rd of March at new draft guidance from the College of Policing on the naming of criminal suspects, which it warned raise the prospect that crimes not already in the public domain will remain secret. The paper pointed out that journalists have warned the proposals will usher in a new chilling era of secret justice by allowing forces to cherry pick which cases face public scrutiny. 4 days later, lawyers for the Daily Mail then successfully argued in the High Court that the names of male journalists accused of crime should remain secret. It then goes on about Prince Harry. Elton John turned up at court. Meanwhile, Justice Nicklin has reserved judgments, and he's making a decision. Then it goes down. However, the counter-argument of the claimant's barrister, David Smoothie Chops Sherborne, I mean, that's kind of not very amusing. It's kind of, couldn't you think of anything more, I don't know, entertaining? I mean, wow, okay. The claimants only realised there was evidence of illegality till late last year, yada, yada, yada. Then it goes on. Rum bunch. What a weird turn of phrase. Rum bunch. It's so, like, I don't know. Why, rum bunch, they're a rum bunch, aren't they, lads? I mean, you're writing for people in England. How are they supposed to understand that? Should the case proceed to trial, evidence from a rum bunch will be involved. Graham Johnson, who confessed to fabricating stories for the Murdoch press and received a suspended sentence for phone hacking on the Sunday Mirror before turning into a press campaigner, is involved on the claimant's side. He recruited Christine Joanna Hart, a former tabloid investigator who claims to have served as a psychic medium to News International. No, I didn't. I just said I used my sixth sense working on stories. I didn't say that I ever used mediumistic. Why would you need to talk to the dead for News International? So why would you put in medium there? It's like bizarre. And now describes herself among other things, as a shaman. Well, that's what somebody who carries out soul retrieval actually is. Why are you trying to make out it's a derogatory term? And judging, I've got a YouTube fan. He's listening, this Private Eye journalist, or her, more like, judging by her rambling YouTube videos. Oh, thank you for watching. She now regrets her past involvement with Johnson and the hacked off Axis, although she was once so excited about it that she self-published an erotic novel fantasizing about the smooth good looks and husband potential of hacked off director and former Lib Dem MP Dr. Evan Harris. What the fuck? I've never written, I don't think I would be able to write an erotic novel. I'm just not that good at sex. I mean, I don't think if I wrote an erotic novel, it would be really very good. It would all be very nuns knickers. What the hell? And I wrote it about Evan Harris. And I fantasized about the husband potential of him. I'm not being funny, but Evan Harris is the biggest snob ever. He's hardly likely to date even somebody working class, let alone me. I mean, so I thought he was going to be my husband. What the hell? And I thought he had smooth good looks. Actually, no, not my really cup of tea. I suppose he's not bad looking. But where did she get that from? It's like weird. And that's Private Eye. I mean, shouldn't Private Eye be a little bit more accurate? And the reason why I want to make this Not only that is David Sherborne, who yet again um, I have had words with him before about calling me names, and also with Jim Waterston from The Guardian about using names to a woman that's derogatory. Now, to call someone blagger, that means liar. So while you haven't proved your accusations, you don't get to call me that. You can call me a private investigator or a tabloid hack or journalist. You can't call me a derogatory name just because I'm working class. You can't do that. And I'll find a way, David, I'll find a way to make sure that you can't do that. I'm not just going to sit here and take it off you and take it off Jim Waterston. What it smacks of to me as somebody, as men, announcing to me that I shouldn't have ever gone into their world, that I shouldn't ever have tried to make it in their world, that it's a man's world and it's a middle class world, and I shouldn't have set foot in there. Amongst the accusations to me is that I obtained sensitive medical information through blagging GPs and clinics and hospitals, according to David Sherborne. Well, that's weird, isn't it? Because if you ring someone's GP surgery, if a doctor there gives you information, isn't that an offence? Shouldn't he be struck off? So I'm interested to learn who these actual people are, because then I want to go to the GMC about it. You made that accusation before, Azri Sienna Miller. Nobody named this, obviously, really low IQ GP who, when someone rings them and says, hey, I'm an aide for Sienna Miller, can you tell me she's pregnant or not? I mean, it's like, what? And he then says, yeah, she is. It's like, but you're trying to get a judge to believe that. I don't know how it rolls. You're very good though, David. You're very good. You're very charismatic. And if you call me enough names, he might say, yes, I completely believe it of you. But it's hardly fighting fair, is it? And what about calling me as a witness? You're accusing me. So what about have me there, where you can accuse me to my face and I can swear on the Bible what actually went on? Because to lie, obviously, is perjury. It's 10 years in prison. So why not call me there? You don't call me. You don't ever call me, because you know that I would get in the witness stand and thoroughly convince a judge and thoroughly convince a jury about the truth of the matter. Let's look at the other things you've said about me. According now to your buddy Jim Waterstone, who's quite excited to write about that about me, because he doesn't like it either that I made it in the journalistic world, that I made it to the Sunday Times, which is far higher than the Guardian, which is all, jobs that mummy and daddy have got you into. Okay, this included her finding out that the postnatal, that's not funny, it is funny, the postnatal depression of a famous female television presenter who's now dead. Well, that's handy, isn't it? I was also used to obtain information about whether the wife of a television comedian, not saying who, was pregnant. How did that happen? Was that me just ringing the GP surgery and saying, oh, is such and such pregnant? Please tell me. I mean, is a judge going to be that stupid? He's going to believe this. But probably, if you call me names and just do it with alacrity. Where's the rest? Oh, yes, and a well-known pop star entering rehab for alcohol and drug addiction. Oh, that wouldn't have been them asking me to spy on a pop star. I think I know who it is. On a pop star when I was going to the Priory for childhood rape. Wouldn't have been that. Wouldn't have been a Sunday Mirror journalist bullying me that, oh, Christine, you're off to have your appointment. One of them I was dating, one of those guys from the Sunday Mirror. that, you know, I'm going off there and they're like, oh, tell us if such and such is in there, you know, strumming their guitar. What can you do? You can't say no because they get nasty with you and leave you out of their parties, etc., etc. So what could I do but go, oh, yes, 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 you're right, or no, you're wrong, and something like that. No, but I don't get my chance to go into court and to swear on the Bible and to tell the judge my story because I'm working class. And working class people, it doesn't matter about them. You can say what you like. As long as you call them names in court, the judge is going to believe it. Oh, the judge will think, is that a working class person? Oh, yes, you're right. They must have done naughty, illegal things. That's what working class people do. You'd never get away with calling anyone else names, David. You just wouldn't. And do forgive me, Private Eye, if I'm rambling. But you know what? I can ramble away on my own YouTube channel, but at least I won't write articles that were as bad as that. Oh, it's a rumbunchel being caught. What the hell? Anyway, going back to this. Oh, and a football manager having therapy. The football manager having therapy, I remember that he was attending the same place as I went for sex therapy. There were girls outside screaming about him, that he was coming in, he's really attractive. And I was there having my therapy. He came in and I mentioned it to somebody at the paper, and next thing it was all sucked in and became a story. So that actually was someone that I saw with my eyes. Is it illegal? No. Is it immoral? I don't know. Back in that kind of day, it was like, you know, tabloids. That's what tabloids did. That's just what they did. Certainly it was done to me. Nobody gives a damn about that. Why? Because I'm working class. All these stories about, oh, it's so terrible. People had their lives ruined. Did they really? The only person that I know that's had their life ruined through the press is me. Nobody talks about that. Nobody really cares about that. Why? Because I'm working class. Anyway, that's all I want to say, apart from the fact that, you know, as a working class woman, it feels, it maybe seems like you don't have any power. You do have power. I actually am a shaman. I actually can carry out all manner of spiritual exercises. I've studied the Kabbalah. I've studied Aleister Crowley. I've studied the deepest, darkest magic, the Greek papyrus, the Picatrix, all the ancient tomes, and I do practice journeying, and I do carry out energy reversals. If I'm feeling abused, I will carry out an energy reversal, which is something I don't really like to get involved in because it can bind you to that person. But I don't have to sit here being abused. I don't have to sit here being the victim of men that just say what they want, that just write what they want, or even women of a higher class than me that just say what they want and write what they want, you know, and take the mickey out if you think, oh, it's clever and I'm so powerful, I've got my pen. No, it doesn't take much to track down who's written that, who's written this, and then to just carry out an energy reversal on them. An energy reversal is just that the amount of pain that somebody causes you is reversed onto them. And there's a few steps you have to take for it, but it's not really, you don't really have to break a sweat. But it's something I don't like doing because you have to involve the jinn, and you involve the jinn, of course they want something back. But I do work with the jinn, and I'm not ashamed of saying that, no matter how much Private Eye seems to enjoy taking the piss out of it. Anyway, you don't have to sit there. You don't have to be a victim. And I'm not going to be a victim. So please think again before deciding that I'm a pincushion. I'm not a pincushion.